off for ground contact for the helicopter.
Beloved, welcome back. I've got a Friday noon sit rep. So we've had some unfortunate weather come in. We have a low pressure zone, which is holding the smoke down here in the valley. And I'm guessing that they're not able to fly the airplanes, any air assets, because they can't see anything. Also, that's going to be, the RH is going to come down, and we might have the potential for dry lightning strikes, but that remains to be seen. The weather's really going to turn the day, but our needs have really changed, so we're changing our equipment up here, and I'll show you what we've got going on. What we found out is the side-by-sides are not adequate for an engine for the warband, even with the trailer. It doesn't have the capacity, we can't haul enough equipment. So we've turned my truck into, well, I guess a scuffed engine. We put the fire skid in the back, and we're just in the process of getting this set up right now. This is gonna give us a lot more ability to move around quicker and faster. And with the crew cab, we can get all of our equipment and tools in. We just went through and laid everything out. I thought you might be interested in this. So this is the equipment that I will be putting into what we'll call my engine, the small engine. So personal gear, as you know, we'll just go over all this stuff. So this is my pack. We've been through this before, an extra 3 liters of water. Now we went through and we picked the appliances that we need. So we can do, we have the ability to do a hose lay around pretty much any house. We've got sprinklers, we've got all of our appliances in there, and a whole bunch of additional hose in the engine. I've got my red bag with my own personal gear there. This is a backpack, what do you call this? We call them piss pumps. 5 gallons of water, man portable. You can carry it on your back for mopping up and cleaning up hot spots. Hand tools are pretty important. Over my years of experience, what I've found to be very useful is a Sawzall. A Sawzall with a carbide blade will cut through pretty much any gate, any door, anything that you need to cut, that's going to get through it, as well as bolt cutters if you need to get through a locked gate. Fence pliers are pretty much invaluable. You can cut through barbed wire, any fencing. These are really a godsend. A good 12-inch mill bastard file for sharpening tools, and then the steel sharpener for the power saws. Hearing protection, because the fire ground is always very noisy. There's always engines and pumps running. And this year has been a real problem, these bald-faced hornets. My friend, who's a forester, he came down and he was in pretty bad shape. He was up digging fire line, and we got him kind of cooled down, and some Benadryl. He got hit by a bunch of those and was having a bad reaction. So that's really important. That's really a hazard on these fires, are those wasps. I think the vibration from the aircraft, or maybe the equipment and the smoke and the heat, makes them hyper aggressive, and they will hunt you down, and they are miserable. They really, really do hurt. So I'm not going to load this stuff in the truck right now. It's just here. If we need it, we can do it. We can have it in there, we're out of here in 3 minutes or less. In there, I've got a whole bunch of extra chainsaw chains and replacement parts for the power saws. The warband runs 461s. That's what we like. That's what we got. So we have that compatibility. My personal faller belt here, in case we need to do any trees or anything like that. We have an official name now. We are now Proho PFC, Private Fire Company. And that's what we're going to have stickers, and we're going to put that on our shirts and everything. So that, we're very happy about that. Also, when you're mixing up with your buddies and equipment, you're tying in with agencies. If that happens, it's easy to get confused with equipment and lose your stuff. So we're going to stencil and spray paint everything, so we make sure that we get it all back. That's really the main purpose of that. Got a Dalmar ready to go. Both of the saws, pounder, chaps. We got our small fire pump. My manservant, Mr. Jiraiya, bless him, he built us a really cool hard suction. Here, I was using a garden hose for this. This is a small 2-cycle transfer pump that we can throw into a creek or a stream, and without power, we can refill our tank if need be. If we're not able to get to the water source with a truck, we can run this down there in a hose, and we can fill our tank that way. So this is a great, great capability right here. But he built this hard section here with the banjo fittings and a check valve screen. Isn't that nice? Really, really nice. I was really pleased with that. So shout out to him for that. Drip torch fuel. Drip torch fuel is 75% diesel, 25% gasoline, and that is what a drip torch looks like. That can be used for burnouts or burnout operations, backfires and such. mix 60-to-1 for the power saws, and a 5-gallon ethanol-free for the fire pump. Did I mention Dalmar? Dalmar is a gas can for chainsaws that has a 2-chamber gas can. You've got your bar oil and you've got your 2-cycle mix there for the saws. Hand tools. You want a good variety of hand tools. You don't want everyone having a Pulaski, everyone a rake or a shovel or a hoe, because it depends on what you need to do. You might need to chop through some roots. You might need to rake pine cones. You might need a hoe to cut roots or a shovel to move material. So having this combination right here is really a good combo right here. Tools vary very widely depending on fuel models. Like our friends in the Midwest or the guys that fight fire in the grassland, you know, they have a completely different tool set than we do. So you just have to be kind of versatile, be able to mix and match those things. But apart from that, I don't know that I have anything else to share with you. Let me collect my thoughts and then we'll wrap it up. Oh, one of the things that's been really helpful is I've got a buddy that's on the fire, and he dropped by and gave me a list of the frequencies all that the fire is using. So I've got all of the radio frequencies, and Mr. Jiraiya punched all those into, he loaned me a scanner, or which one of these is a scanner? He loaned me his Bearcat scanner, Midland, Uniden. Oh, I'll get it right. And so I've got that. We're listening to the aircraft and the ground crews. Last night, the aircraft pulled everyone off, and I was told, I guess this is just what I've heard, but I was told that the Type 3 overhead team that's managing the fire is that they're getting overwhelmed, meaning that the Type 3 only has access to so many resources, and they're going to bump it up, and a new team's coming up, and I don't know if it's a Type 2 or a Type 1 team that's supposed to come online tomorrow, and that will really open up the coffers and get some resources here that they need. What they need and what's going on, I don't really know. I've been able to follow pretty closely because I'm watching the aircraft, and I would encourage you, I'll put a link to an app on here. It's free, but it gives you where the fire's at. It gives you access to all of the IR information so we can see the heat signatures. And what's more important than that, we're able to follow all of the aircraft. So I'm watching air attack, where they're circling, where their points of interest are, and how they're guiding in the scoopers and the tankers, the Type 2 tankers that are working tandemly on this fire to dump. And where those guys are dumping, it's one of two things. They're either probably most likely at the head of the fire, or they're working on really hot spots that have jumped the line. But being able to watch that, it gives us a really good idea, it gives us good information as to what's going on and where the fire is and how quickly it's spreading. So that's been really nice to have that. And having the radios, I'll tell you, I have underestimated the importance of the radios. I'll be really interested to talk to Evan at Radio Made Easy about getting a more robust system. And all of us in the warband are all on radios, and we have the channels and such, but we're just finding that the Baofengs are just not durable enough for this hard use. And so I know Evan's working on some stuff. He's gonna come out here. They're gonna spend a couple days with us. I hope to do a live stream with him, and I'm really interested to see what he comes up with us. And hopefully, Lord willing, we'll make those available to you. So I don't know what he's got cooking, but it's gonna be cool. And we really do need it. We need solid radios. We need truck mounted radios. And it wouldn't even be a bad idea to have a repeater to throw up, because that has been probably the thing that I'm least confident with my preparations on this fire, is a really solid, robust radio system. And that's something we're gonna have to get sorted out. So I'm really happy that he's working on that project for us. Apart from that, I guess that's it. We're just getting everything prepped, and Mrs. W's went through the house. She took a video of everything for insurance. We've gathered all of the things that are precious to us and kind of boxed them up and have them by the door that we can load and go. It's a very interesting thing when you think about it, like what's important to you in life. And we had to ask this question, you can't take everything, so what are you gonna take? And it's interesting to see what's important to all the different family members, whether it be paintings or family things. For me, it's more tools and that sort of thing, but there's no right or wrong. It's just kind of an interesting data point when you're in a situation like this. One last thing, new boots. I told you my Nicks were getting a little bit worn out. Or not worn out, they're just getting a little bit worn on the bottom, and I was gonna have them resoled. Well, the other day I quickly grabbed my JKs that they built for me, And my goodness, these boots are comfortable. This is gonna be my new fire boot. I tell you that these are not even broken in. I've only got, I don't think I've probably got 6-7 hours in them. I've been in them all day for multiple days, and they are absolutely bitchin'. So shout out to JK for making the most comfortable boot, light boot that I have ever had. Fire Souls, check it out. These are awesome. So if you want some good boots, go with JK or Nix or Whites or Westco. They're all super awesome. But for me, my foot, this fit is so good. I hear maybe aircraft coming in. All right, I'm gonna cut you guys loose and get back to work, but thank you for all your prayers. Stay tuned, I'll update when I can, and may God bless you and your families, and we'll see you guys on the next video.
Okay, yep, well, he'll be on scene. He's going to go to the dip first, and then come up with you guys. And if you're not ready, we'll find work for him. But yeah, let's get folks tidied up and accounted for, and give me a ground contact.